I already knew that MrBeast was not a good person. You guys saw that I exposed him a year ago for botting subscribers, faking his views, likes, all that stuff. Faking videos, exploiting his dumb following. Card to that video in the upper right hand corner. But this just takes the cake. You guys know Chris, the guy or girl or something that's in the MrBeast videos. I can't really speak too much on it, but I'll try to give as much information as I can. Apparently, MrBeast is the one who forced Chris to transition. He kept giving him hormone pills and sticking him with the needles, the hormone needles. The reason MrBeast is doing it is for two reasons. One, public image, and two, funding. So let's talk about the public image one first. There is a third reason, but for the safety and job of my the whistleblower, I will not expose that. I don't think I may, but I don't think I will. So MrBeast, you know, he's already on top of YouTube with the botting and everything. People genuinely think that he's actually that big. He has that many subscribers. So, you know, people, they like to hop on the bandwagon. Oh my gosh, he has so many subscribers. I need to get on this train too. I can't be left out. Freaking frauds. Bunch of followers. So public image. And, you know, people are going to be seeing the LGBT people, the transgender people, all that stuff. They're going to be saying, oh, MrBeast is pro-transgender. He's defending Chris so hard. Because you see on Twitter, he's talking about, now this is getting me mad. You guys are disrespecting Chris. Mr. Fraud, shut up. Shut up. So LGBT transgender people specifically are going to see this like, oh, we have a voice. There's inclusion. Somebody I can look up to. And they're going to be watching MrBeast videos and giving this fraud views. So the second thing, funding. You may think, oh, this is weird. MrBeast is rich. He's a millionaire. No, he's not, for one. If you watch that video, I explain that thoroughly. That video in the car that I told you about. Thoroughly. He's broke. He's actually broke. More importantly, you saw in MrBeast his older videos. He used to shout out the sponsors of the video. Oh, shout out to blah, blah, blah. They gave me $10,000 to give away or to shred or whatever. But now he doesn't mention them anymore because he's gone past the shouting out phase. Now companies pay him to push their agenda. So MrBeast is having Chris become transgender. So the transgender LGBT groups can fund him to keep putting Chris in front of the spotlight. MrBeast is turning Chris into a transgender. No. MrBeast is forcing Chris to be a transgender so he can boost his public image to a wider audience and to get funding. So look, forcing somebody to be a transgender is not necessarily a bad thing. Not a bad thing necessarily, but it depends who does it. For example, let's say a white person tries to get a white person to say the N-word. That's bad, that's disgusting, that's cultural appropriation, right? But if a black person tries to get a white person to say the N-word, some people may have a problem with it, but it's not necessarily bad and it's not cultural appropriation because it's a black person who owns the word giving the pass to a white person. On that note, at the end of the video, you're gonna see on the screen, I have a link to a video of me selling the N-word pass, like a real, me actually selling it. Check that out when you're done watching this. But here's what I'm getting at here. Here's what I'm getting at. MrBeast is not transgender, forcing a non-transgender person to become transgender. Disgusting, right? We got that settled. But if a transgender person were to make Chris into transgender, even though he wasn't, didn't have the feelings, didn't have gender dysmorphia, whatever they want to say, that's not bad. So for me, for example, I've stated multiple times on this channel that I am transgender. I was born male, transitioned to a woman, transitioned to non-binary, transitioned into a man. There's no such thing as detransitioning when you're transgender. That means you're a fake transgender if you quote unquote detransitioned. There's no such thing as that. You're just transitioning. So I transitioned through all that and I transitioned to a man. Simple as that. That video is also at the end of this video, along with that N-word pass video, so check those out. There's not a specific name for it, but sometimes it's called a transgender handler or a transgender teacher or a transgender persuader. We used to do this a lot because, you know, we needed more inclusion, more transgenders in the world. So we were transitioning people who were curious. Children they said they wanted to be a girl or wanted to be a guy, and we helped them become their true selves, basically. So if a transgender was the one quote unquote forcing Chris, because when it's transgender doing it, it's no longer forcing. But when a cisgendered straight white male is forcing, no quotes there, this hard, bold, italics, all that underlined, is forcing a non-transgender person to become transgender. That's forcing, and that's gross, that's disgusting, and that's wrong. And he should honestly be canceled for that. And I'm not gonna stand for that. So Chris, he is not a valid transgender to me because he was not transitioned by a transgender. If Chris came to become a transgender on his own free will, then yeah, sure, he's a valid transgender. But he's transitioning with the help of a colonizer, of a opportunist, of a gross cisgender YT straight male. And I'm not standing for that. None of us should stand for that. And you know what? Because I'm getting riled up right now and I'm getting pissed off. You know what? The third reason, I'm just gonna say the third reason. I'm sorry to whoever gets affected by this. This is going to the people who leaked this information to me. So the third reason is that MrBeast wants Chris to become transgender is because he wants to have sex with him. There, I said it. MrBeast wants to have sex with Chris because according to my sources, MrBeast is a verbal virgin and can't get any woman, can't talk to any women. So he's turning Chris into his quote unquote perfect woman, and that's why I had to. I'm just pissed off, and MrBeast is disgusting. I exposed him before for being a faker, a liar, a manipulator, lying to his dumb, stupid little fans, his army of 12-year-olds. MrBeast, you are gross. First, it's one thing to bot your subscribers, fake the likes, comments, views, followers, all that. But I draw the line where you're trying to force somebody to become something that they're not and trying to use them for money, their body, and for fame. MrBeast, this is the end for you. I'm calling for the cancellation of MrBeast immediately. We need to start a petition to cancel MrBeast and get his channel taken down. We need to give his channel to somebody more worthy, somebody who can handle the fame and not let it get to their head. I will gladly take over his channel. And this is honestly not me going for a power grab, because there have been plenty of times in my life where I've taken over an account with 100,000 followers or Discord with like 50,000 people, and the power never got to my head. I gave the account back to the owners. I gave the Discord server back to the owner after the problems were dealt with. I like to call myself, I'm a problem solver. I am a peacemaker. I'm a leader, and I'm a resolver. I'm somebody who resolves stuff. So give me MrBeast's channel and I will hold on to it until somebody who's worthy enough can take over the channel, or until MrBeast is reformed. See, I'm somebody who believes in second chances, but MrBeast has gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 too many chances. So that's what I'm kind of a little worried and skeptical about. But we'll see when we get there. I hope you guys take up my proposal. I hope you guys can stand with me. And yeah, that's about it. If you liked the video, leave a like or dislike. If you didn't like the video, leave a like or dislike. MrBeast fanboy, and I'm out.